So it was announced recently that HBO Max will be creating a Peacemaker TV series spun off from the character from the yet-to-debut Suicide Squad movie, produced by James Gunn and starring John Cena. So let's talk about it. For anyone who doesn't know, Peacemaker, the character John Cena will be playing in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie and the upcoming TV DC show on HBO Max, was not a character originally owned by DC Comics. Originally, he and some other characters, most notably Blue Beetle, The Question, and Captain Autumn, were published by Charlton Comics, a comic company that eventually went out of business, but the characters were later bought by DC Comics in the 1980s. That's a very abbreviated account of everything that happened. Charlton Comics history could be a video in and of itself. But I've been a fan of the characters for a while now. Charlton introduced the world of Blue Beetle. Any company that gave us Blue Beetle left the world better than they found it. But Peacemaker is far from my favorite characters to come out of Charlton. In fact, I'm guessing he was few people's favorite character. His costume has not aged well, and in fact, in many of his later appearances, most notably his appearances in the 2006 Blue Beetle series, did away with the costume entirely. For the other, his whole mantra of, I hate violence and I love peace, so I must keep peace by shooting people with weapons I created myself, doesn't actually make any sense. But someone liked him because he's part of the new Suicide Squad movie and now a new TV series. I'm guessing John Cena playing the character has something to do with that, although the fact they gave the role to John Cena implies they had faith in the character. Not like the part went to a virtual unknown after all. But either way, Peacemaker manages to beat out both The Question and Blue Beetle, the ones most figured would get a TV series first if any of their characters did, as the first Charlton character to headline his own series. The series will be only 8 episodes, which I'm not loving. I know there is a modern thought process and fewer episodes is better, but while I agree not everything needs to be 22 episodes a season, I think 8 is a bit low. Part of that's likely due to them reportedly rushing the series into production, hoping to get it filmed before James Gunn has to shoot Guardians of the Galaxy. And maybe with so few episodes, they will be spending big money on what they have. But either way, I still wish it was at least a couple episodes longer. I do have faith the series should be good. James Gunn, for all his controversy for some of his very questionable behavior on social media, does know how to write a good script and will apparently be writing all 8 episodes, as well as producing the show and directing some episodes. So his fingerprints are going to be all over this thing. John Cena has also been shown to have a charisma and talent that have translated very well from the wrestling ring onto the big screen. In fact, arguably better than any wrestler, save Dwayne Johnson. Hell, he seems to be taking over Dwayne Johnson's place in the Fast and the Furious franchise. So I do think he's more than capable of headlining this show, and it's actually probably far time they gave him a chance to headline a show. This could also speak very well for the Suicide Squad movie, and for Cena's performance as a character, because if HBO Max had enough faith in the movie they were willing to greenlight a spin-off series before the movie even premiered, then clearly Warner Brothers at least thinks they got something good on their hands. Although I would be remiss to not mention that studios have backed the wrong horse before, and DC Movie's success has been inconsistent at best. But even so, it does help get me excited for Suicide Squad. Since the cast of Suicide Squad has been announced, a lot of speculation has gone into which characters will survive. Given the huge cast announced, it seems a given not all of them will make it out. This is just too many characters, and while I think it's safe to assume Harley Quinn will survive, everyone else seems expendable. Some have said that the series announcement would seem to imply that Peacemaker will survive the movie, but this series will be a prequel, so he's not safer than anyone else it seems, save Harley Quinn. Watch them actually kill her off just to make me look bad now. So I am excited for this show. My feelings are somewhat mixed. I just am not a fan of Peacemaker, and this is easily in competition with Doom Patrol and Stargirl for the most obscure character to get their own series. I'd argue he wins that, even against those two easily, but DC has had a real good track record with their TV shows. Arguably a much better one than Marvel, although when Disney Plus finally could get their Marvel shows on there, they might have some real competition in that regard. But it bodes well, as especially DC's streaming shows have so far been nothing but excellent. So I think this unlikely TV series could surprise us the way Stargirl surprised many, and take the character to new heights. So I'm definitely looking forward to DC very likely doing something I never thought they could do. Actually make me care about Peacemaker. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. I'm Dan the Man, and I'll see you next time.